you're new here, my name's Holly. If not, welcome back. I'm glad you could join me again. Today I thought I would do a video, because I'm very passionate about cloth nappies, a short and sweet, simple guide to what you actually need to start cloth nappies. Of course, you're going to have to do the research and find out what brands you like, what sort of style nappy you like, whether you're going to go for newborn nappies, which is basically your newborn nappies, or whether you're just going to go straight into the one size fits all, the birth to potty nappies, so the one that you use about 3 to 4 months when baby has grown. But that is it basically. You just have to decide, and plus you have to have the desire to want to do cloth nappies, because sometimes it can be a bit frustrating, it can be trialing, but it is absolutely awesome. And to think of what you are saving from landfill is amazing. Even if you only did one nappy a day, that would be 365 days in the year, so that would be 365 nappies that you've saved from landfill. Because did you know that the nappies that your parents used on you are still in landfill? Unfortunately, they are still in landfill. But anyway, so here it is, the guide to what you actually need for cloth nappies. So, of course, the first thing you're going to need is your cloth nappies. So this is the thing that you have to choose the brand and the style that you want, because there are so many different patterns. As you can see, this one's got koalas on. This is Bear and Boho, which is an Australian brand. I absolutely love these. These are one of my favorite brands. So this is your Bear and Boho one size fits all. So this is basically going if you are starting from about 3-4 months, or whether you're just going to start with your birth to potty straight away. I would recommend that you do your research. Definitely find out what other people recommend brand wise on the cloth nappies. There are so many people that are just as passionate as I am that give you different style of brands and what they like about them, whether they're good for babies with chubby legs, if they're good for babies with really skinny legs, if they're good for babies that are a bit bigger, if they're good for babies that are a bit smaller. So definitely do your research on the brand and look around. Do not stick with one brand. That is the only piece of advice I'm going to give you. 100% recommend, and I did start with her at the beginning, is the Nappy lady. I will put a link in the description and I'll explain. She does a questionnaire and she can tell you roughly what sort of brand probably will work well for you. But as I said, just buy a couple of different brands, start with those first, and then invest in more brands when you find a nappy brand you like. I'm going to promise you there is a nappy brand for everybody. It's just a case of finding the one you like, finding what works for you and going for it. So yeah, the first thing you need is your cloth nappy. So this is my one. The second thing you're going to need is cloth wipes. The second thing you're going to need is cloth wipes. So I just use a plastic container. I normally fill this halfway with hot water, so I boil some water. I quite often put a dash of soap in it, but you actually don't need to put anything in. You can just use the hot water. You get your wipes. These ones are from Amazon. As you can see, they're like hand size. I'll put a link for these ones in if anybody's interested. I've had these over a year and they're still pretty... Whoa, just dropped it. I'll use this one that's in here. And they're still pretty good. As you can see, quality is really good. They're 100% cotton. I know some people will use disposable wipes and cloth nappies. I don't know if there's many of you that do, but I know people that do. But to be honest with you, we had a stint with disposables due to our wash machine not working. And I can say to you, if you are doing cloth, you can do cloth wipes as well, to be honest with you, because it all goes in the same wash. But I found that I used more disposable ones than when I'm using these. I can use 2 of these, 1 at most times, 2 if it's not a bad poop. But when I was using disposable ones, I went through so many of them. So yeah, cloth baby wipes is another thing you need. And that's probably it. That's all you would actually really need for cloth nappy. And then of course a basket to put it in, or a bag to put it in. It's up to you how you store your nappies. I store mine in a basket so they've got airflow going through them, because a lot of people recommend that. They say it's better for them not to accumulate like lots of smell. Yeah, that is really all you would need for cloth nappies. However, I'm going to say these two things as well, because I feel like they are really, really important and help the journey as well, and help make it feasible for you to take cloth nappies out with you too, as well as doing them in the home. So, but actually, in fairness, one of the things here I use actually around the house, because we had something we bought that we used and it was absolutely no good. It fell apart and everything, and I found this was just easier. So anyway, first thing is Wetbags. This is the EcoNap Day Tripper. It's got a pocket on the front and a main big pocket there. You can just use this one and put your dirties in the main pocket or in the front, depending on how many dirties you've got, and then have your nappies in the back. But I always go out with two, so I've always got a backup. So if my child has an accident or something, or he gets wet or something like that, I can put them in the bag too. Or my littlest gets dirty, wet, or needs an outfit change, then I can just put it in with the cloth nappies as well. So this is the EcoNap Day Tripper. This fits about 5 or 6 nappies in for going out. 4 or 5 nappies if you're going to put spare clothes in there. And as I said, it's got to have a front pocket as well. And then I also have a petite crown pod. And you can normally fit about 6 to 7 nappies in here. 5 or 6 if you're going to put spare clothes in. So I normally have this one and then have this inside. But I do actually have other wet bags. But you could get away with, I would recommend maybe getting 4. So then you've got your one with your nappies in. We could probably get away with 3. So then if you've got one in the wash, you've got another wet bag. But I would definitely have more than you probably anticipate to use, because to be honest with you, these are absolutely amazing for using for other stuff. I sometimes store toys in them. As I said, spare clothes. I use them for when I go away in the suitcase. They are great for separating stuff out. So I will use one of these for my eldest and one of these for my youngest, and they have their own pod and they'll have all their things in they need. I use them for first aid kits. The list is endless. So they definitely have reuse value. With all of this stuff though, you can resell it. So think of that. There is a real resale market. It's not as strong as it used to be, but there are still people that like to look for secondhand cloth napping bits. And last but not least is the changing mat. This is an EcoNaps changing mat. So it has this side, which has like a fabric bit on it, and this is where you lay the child or the baby, and then it has a pattern normally on the other side. I use this for everywhere. I'm going to say everywhere. We use it in the house. We have one that we use for going out as well, because you can literally, if this gets dirty, you can just shove it straight in the wash as well with your nappies. So this is another thing, have spares. We love them around the house. As I said before, we had one. We bought one, a foam one, and it fell apart. And do you know what? I thought for me, it was useless having something that was so pretty useless. It was always either dirty, which meant I took the cover off. The cover had to go in the wash. You had to make sure you had a spare one to fulfill the cover that was in the wash. And I was just like, do you know what? I'm going to buy these, a little bit more expensive, last way longer. You can use them for inside and outside, so you can have a designated one for inside and one for out when you go out. You can use them to sit on. You can use them for nappy free time. As I said, these have endless possibilities too, actually. So after your cloth journey, you can sell your cloth nappies, and then you can keep your wipes, you can keep your change mats, and you can keep your wet bags, which come in use for everything. You can even use them for school. And you can, the purpose of them, they have such like broad possibilities of what you could use them for. It really does make it worthwhile doing cloth nappies. So that was my short and sweet cloth nappy guide. Things that I recommend that you actually need to get started. Just the basic outlay for cloth nappies of what you need to get started, sort of thing. I have got other videos if you are interested in anything cloth nappy related. I don't know if I can link all of them, but maybe I'll link one below, and then you can go and look through and see if there's any other ones that particularly take your fancy. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, give me a subscribe, because I want to keep going and I want to just give all the information that I know as a second-time mum. and comment and tell me if you're doing cloth nappies, what you like about cloth nappies, what your favourite brands, how long you've been cloth nappying, or if it's something you've thought about but you're just not sure whether it's for you. Give me a comment down below. I would love to read them and answer them. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next week.